Hey guys, you might be wondering, is she wearing the same thing? Is her same makeup still on as the last video? Is her hair the same? All these answers are yes. I turned off my camera from my makeup video and I turned it back on, and now we're gonna do a wedding Q&A. Every single video that you've ever seen me post outside of the 25 days of Christmas, 25 vlogs, whatever, of December, is me literally just rechanging my hair and like changing one thing about my makeup. That's it. So I'm gonna stop pretending that I'm filming on like a new day at a new time. I literally just turned my camera off. I got my blanket, I pulled you a little bit closer, and I'm pulling up a Q&A for the wedding. Hi guys, it's Krista from Covering the Bases. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are unaware, I'm Krista, hi. I'm a lifestyle and fashion and lifestyle, who knows, blogger over at coveringthebases.com. if you guys want to go check that out, there are links down below. I'm recently engaged, which I mentioned in my last video. I literally did this exact thing, so it's like the same thing all over again. I'm literally just gonna do a wedding Q&A really quick. I feel like I haven't, well, I know I haven't, I don't feel like I haven't. I have not updated you guys, the video viewers, of anything that's been going on in a while, just because I've been busy and I'm like, oh, well, I have to redo this or I have to redo that for YouTube, and I just am so over it. So it's gonna be much more real, what's up, on my channel. I just got something in my lipstick. I think it's a fuzz. Last week on Instagram stories, I asked you guys if you wanted to see a Q&A. I've done a Q&A for the wedding in the beginning. I'm eating Cheez-Its. But I haven't done one in a while, so, and you guys haven't seen anything, so I'll just answer these questions for you. What is your something old, new, borrowed, and blue? There's so many ways to do this. My blue is not gonna be an issue because I'm gonna be wearing blue shoes. My ring is blue. I've also thought about asking one of our moms to borrow like a blue piece of jewelry, whether that's sapphire or a different kind of stone. So that would either be my borrowed and blue, or a little bit of both. My new could be my dress. Who knows? I also might reach out to this one jewelry company and ask to like borrow some earrings. So that could be my borrowed, and they'd be sapphire, so that might be my blue as well. So who knows? I don't know yet. Where are you planning? Chicago, New York, Nantucket. If you don't know this, I am getting married in Nantucket in September next year. Nantucket is just kind of like Andrew and I's place. It was one of our first vacations together, and it's the only place that we have gone back to every single year as a vacation together. So I think a couple years ago we just kind of looked at each other being like, you know, like it'd be really cool to get married here. Because my parents live in Chicago and his parents and his whole entire family lives in New York, we didn't want to do it in either specific place, just because we didn't want to make it easier or harder for one family to get there than the other. So we decided on a destination, and that destination would be Nantucket. Although I did try and get Andrew to get married in Italy, Lake Como, and he said no. So Nantucket it is. Are you hiring a planner? No, I'm gonna kind of do the whole thing myself, which has been easy. Some weeks have been really hard, other weeks. If you could have an artist sing at the wedding reception, who would you want and what song? Chris Stapleton, as like a more realistic thing. I mean, not that that's realistic to get him to come to my wedding, just because Andrew doesn't like country. I really like country, and he says that Chris Stapleton's the only person he will listen to because it's not super country, it's more folksy, and he kind of sounds like Bob Dylan. Andrew likes Bob Dylan, so he would come. What song would he play? Off the top of my head, What Are You Listening To, or Broken Halos, neither of which are like wedding songs, but I really like them, so. Are your bridesmaids all wearing the same dress? No, so our wedding is actually gonna be really small. It's gonna be about 15 people. It's like very difficult to explain. I'm gonna ask them to basically pick out a dress they feel comfortable in, as long as it's white and maxi length. I just don't want a short dress. So I'm not actually having like true bridesmaids. My sister's gonna be my maid of honor and standing with me. So I blog post about it. You can read about it down below. You can be mad at me there, so. Moving on. Wedding cake flavor. I haven't told anybody this. We're actually doing a funfetti cake. That is Andrew and I's favorite cake. My mom used to be a wedding cake maker, designer back when we lived in Texas, so I've asked her to do that. The outside is just going to be a complete clean white with one blue hydrangea on it, and then the inside is going to be funfetti. So the outside is going to look classy as hell. On the inside it's going to be delicious. How are you managing your wedding budget and what sponsorships are you planning? To be honest, nobody's really working with me for the wedding, which is like kind of sad, but at the same time, it's like whatever. It's expensive to have a wedding. We're trying to keep costs down just by kind of taking back on things we don't necessarily need. An example is we don't need to go out and buy a wedding cake because I don't like cakes and I like funfetti, and my mom can make wedding cakes, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do my own makeup, cutting back on things like that. Nantucket is so expensive. Which wedding traditions are you keeping? Which ones are you nixing? I think we're gonna do a first look. I'd like to write our own vows. We're not gonna do the father-daughter dance, the mother-son dance. We're not gonna make a big thing about cake cutting. We're gonna keep speeches. We're not gonna do bouquet or garter toss. I don't really know a ton of traditions, but I don't think we're doing a lot of them. Are you doing most of the planning, or is Andrew involved? It's mainly me, but he has been helping. I'll delegate tasks to him, and he's been super helpful, and he has been so into the whole process, so it's really nice because he really wants to be involved. How many guests are you having? We're having 15 at the wedding, and then about 100 at the party. What do you do to figure out how to break out your wedding budget? Well, I had a budget, and then I hired my photographer and videographer, and that went to shit. So Andrew and I are actually paying for that on our own, and then my parents are paying for the rest of the wedding, and then Andrew's parents will pay for like the rehearsal, traditional in that sense. Possibly, I don't really know. Are you having bridesmaids? Yes and no, who knows. How do you avoid comparing your wedding plans to other weddings? I just don't. I look now more at weddings where I'm like, oh shit, that's so expensive. Like I'll like look and see what they did, and I'm like, mine. It's our wedding, and I just don't really care what other people are doing or what other people think. What is your must-have list? What is on your playlist? Your must-have list, I think you're asking for the wedding. My must-have. My must-have was to have it in Nantucket, and to have it small. What is on my playlist? I have no idea. We haven't started putting that together yet. What are you most excited for? I'm really, really excited to see Andrew for the first time on the wedding day. I'm excited to see his reaction. Airbrush makeup versus not airbrush makeup. Not airbrushed. I don't do that. What are your bachelorette party ideas? I think I'm going to do somewhere in the Caribbean. I'd love to find an all-inclusive, whether it's in the Caribbean or Mexico or somewhere like that, and kind of invite all of my girlfriends who aren't able to like be at the wedding because we're having it so small. Are you doing a first look? Yes, that's the plan. First dance songs, the stepdad, we're not doing first dances. My fiance and I are doing formal engagement pics. I need a formal dress idea. Nordstrom has really good things. Alexia, Maria, I really like for like a very, very formal dress. You could also rent from Rent the Runway. Can you share any additional details yet on how your wedding will be non-traditional? It's gonna be non-traditional in the sense that we're not going to have like the church ceremony, the pictures, and then the reception after, where you're like sitting down at the table and here's the introductions, and here's the first dance, and here's the wedding cake, and here's the bouquet toss. We're not doing any of that. We're having the wedding one day, and then we're having a separate party for the rest of our family and friends the day after. Hiring a wedding planner? No. What time of year and where will the wedding be? September in Nantucket. No bridesmaids. We're splurging. Sorry, I'm like answering as I'm reading it. Bridesmaids, yes or no? Yeah, no. What are you splurging versus saving on? We are splurging on a photographer and videographer. I think that's one of the most important things to come out of the wedding and what you're like really spending money on. We're saving on flowers, hopefully. Will Dixie be part of the wedding? No, I wish. She does not travel well. What kind of flowers are you looking to use? We're looking to do silk hydrangeas, either white or blue. So because we're gonna be there for a week in Nantucket, I need to find, back up. We're gonna be there for a week. We're having the ceremony one day and then the party the next. Kind of burping from these Cheez-Its. So hydrangeas die within the first couple of like hours if you don't like treat them properly. So we're gonna try and find silk hydrangeas so they can last throughout the whole week. And we're gonna put them in ginger jars that I have. Have you picked out your wedding dress? I have. There's actually a video. I don't know if it's either gonna be posted before this video or after this video. I went wedding dress shopping in Atlanta at Kelly's Closets, and I actually ended up finding a dress that I didn't think I wanted. I didn't know that I wanted, and I cried. So I'll tell you guys guys all about that process. Wedding style dress you would love to try. My go-to is just something really, really simple and classic. Your hair inspo. I'm doing my hair up for the wedding itself. And it's not gonna be a low bun, it's gonna be like a mid-tier bun, and just very simple and classic once again. What are the guys at the wedding wearing? I would love for everybody to wear a navy tux, except for our fathers who wear black, but that is all TBD. What's the biggest worry throughout the wedding process? My biggest worry originally was not being able to do it in Nantucket. My second biggest worry was not finding a dress that I truly loved that kind of checked off. I guess now the biggest worry would be weather, but I'm not even that worried about it because we have backups. And that's actually all the questions. Just a disclaimer, if you would like to share your negativity on my wedding day, you are more than free to do so, but just know that when you post it, I do not care. I do not care. I do not care what you think. So feel free to keep continuing, talk with each other, talk amongst the people, say this, say that. I just want to let you know that it's falling literally on deaf ears because I've been planning this for the past like year and a half. I'm gonna keep continuing to plan it for the next year. Andrew and I have it so set in our mind what we want this to look like. We are so happy with every single decision we made, and there's nothing that we are going to change because an internet troll was like, this is done. That is it for me today. I just had to put that little disclaimer out there because I do not care. I don't care. So that is it for the Q&A. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave comments down below. Maybe we'll do another one updated. I'll also leave some links down below to past like Wedding Wednesdays I posted about. I've done a Q&A there, more in depth. This I definitely answered a lot more questions. I'm kind of hoping people who read the blog don't necessarily watch this full video because a lot of stuff I'm gonna break out and make into like separate blog posts. So yeah, I just felt like sitting down and talking today. So here we are. If you are interested in my makeup wedding look, you can find that link down below. Don't tell anybody that I'm filming back to back, the same outfit, same day. And yeah, I think that's it. I'll stop talking because your girl's in a weird mood, but I will talk to you guys later. Bye.